get that sip of water.
Just gets us pumped.
All right, that's enough. All right,
what
you
was
know
that,
why?
why were we doing that today?
Well, because I got a text from you earlier today saying that you were sick, which seemed like you were looking to get out of doing the pod today.
Never.
And then what did I say to you?
You said Michael Jordan had the best game of his career with the flu.
Yeah, the flu game. I looked it up. It was June 11th, 1997. He had 38 points in the NBA Finals. We come to find out that it was actually food poisoning.
That's right, from pizza.
Yeah. So, did you have pizza last night?
I did not. No.
Okay. All right.
No.
Well, then maybe you do have the flu, and maybe you should go to bed.
That's where I'm headed right after this.
All right. So let's get to it. All right. So,
Okay.
so we didn't meet yesterday because there were no games, but in the past pod we both did pretty well. I was 6-0, and you had a good day as well, right?
7-4.
7-4. So that's excellent.
Yes.
So heading back on the right track, and we're going to try to repeat that tonight.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. I'm not feeling as confident tonight as I was the other night, but
your body is in bad shape.
But we got some place. We got some place. So
we got some place.
Let's kick it off.
All right. So we got 13 games. We're going to focus on 6 of them. There are 2 exciting games. You got the New York teams playing each other and the LA teams playing each other. So we'll start with the New York teams and we'll end with the LA teams. So let's dive into the Knicks at the Nets. So Knicks are 5-5 on the season. Nets are 4-7. Nets are -3.5 in the game. This game's at 7:30 on ESPN, and the total is 221.5. Just some notables: Mitch Robinson is out again for this game. I don't know who's starting at center. That really messed me up the other day because I was all over Hartenstein, and then they started Sims at center. So that really ruined my night. And then Kyrie's out for the Nets, and they seem to be better without him. They're playing good. They're playing good defense. And I actually heard something on the radio earlier that Kyrie, when he was in there, he was basically ignoring all the set plays and just running his own thing. So
that's surprising.
It seems like he may not be back, so we'll see. All right. So
he met with Adam Silver yesterday, though. I saw.
He did, but it feels like the Nets over the last couple weeks have been doing things to alienate him and kind of push him out. So I'd be surprised if this works out well. All right. So I don't think you had any picks for the game, so why don't you just give your thoughts on who's going to win?
My thoughts on who's going to win. I don't know. The Knicks seem to be playing well right now. This is at MSG, right?
No, this is at Barclays.
Okay. Sorry. I don't know. I'm leaning Knicks. I just feel like they're playing pretty well right now, and I think they have more depth than the Nets do. So
yeah, they certainly have more depth. The Sharps are on the Nets a little bit, not a big one. And then also on the under 221.5. I think the theory there is, obviously home game for Brooklyn. Although I have to tell you, after going to a couple Nets games, that is not a big advantage. Like that, it's like a bunch of the whole stadium compared to the MSG. That whole stadium is like filled with a bunch of tourists. So there's not a lot of energy there.
Not a lot of real fans.
Not a lot of real Brooklyn fans. They're still sitting in Jersey, I guess. So player wise, anybody popping for you? I know you didn't have any set plays, but anybody?
No, but in terms of matchups, the 2 strongest ones, I've been tracking the quality games, but then I took it a little bit further and I just pulled out 20 games where guys, had scored 20 plus points, and you kind of see, what positions those were coming from. to give us a better sense of who's having really good games against certain teams from certain positions. The two we'd want to target from this game, forwards against the Knicks. They've given up 5 20+ point games to forwards so far this season. So that plays right into Kevin Durant tonight. And on the Brooklyn side, wings have had the most success. There's also been 5 20+ point games from the wing position. That would be our man RJ Barrett. So those would be the two directions I would look at, but I'm curious to see what you have.
Yeah, so I started with some odd plays, and then I went with more traditional. So the first play was actually Joe Harris assists.
Like what is it, 2.5?
1.5 assists.
Okay.
It was minus 180, so I probably won't play that, but he's hit that in 8 of 9 games. He's getting some good minutes. I think he's had 31 and 33 minutes in the last 2 games. So I think that's a decent play. Just with the absence of Kyrie, he's gonna get more run. The one that I would favor over that, which I'll make my official play here, is actually Royce O'Neal assists.
Okay.
I know you're not a huge Royce O'Neal fan, but the guy plays a lot of minutes. He's averaging 36 minutes per game. His line was 3.5 assists, which I like the odds on that better. It was minus 115 versus minus 180 for Harris. But the 3 games without Kyrie, he's got 8 assists, 5 assists, and 8 assists.
Interesting. Okay, I like that.
So like clearing this by a lot, and he's really crushing it. So that was who I had on the net side. I kind of steered away from Durant, although I'm sure he'll have a fairly big game here.
That's interesting. I like that play because it's not. I mean, Royce O'Neal he's like your quintessential 3-and-D guy, right? He's in there to play, to pick up the opposing team's best player on defense and for catch and shoot threes, basically, right? So I mean that's what he did in Utah all those years. So it's I like when you find a sneaky little play like this that you wouldn't expect. When you dig a little deeper, you find something like this. I like it.
Yeah, especially when it's a recent trend, right? So they probably haven't fully caught up to the impact of Kyrie being out of the lineup.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, he needs to get 4 assists. He plays 36 minutes a game, right? So he's averaging, 9 minutes a quarter, right? So he's just gonna get one assist in 9 minutes when he's got probably the best scorer in the game on his team. Seems solid. So that'll be the official play for the game. I got a few others just to get your thoughts on the Knicks side. So I'm looking at I did like Barrett over 1.5 threes. Like you said.
we're riding that baby.
Yeah, although that's now creeped up to I think minus 170. So I think in order to get value, you gotta leap and go for 3 threes, which might be a risk. Although the Nets are pretty poor at defending the 3. Julius Randle over 20.5 points. What do you think? He's hit it in his last 2 games, but he's probably I don't remember exactly. He's probably only gotten there 4 times this year, so it's a recent trend. But let me give you one other bit of information. In his 3 prior games against Brooklyn, he had 24, 31, and 26. So is he the kind of guy who gets up for this New York matchup?
The only thing I'd say is if you look at your forwards against Brooklyn, there's only been two guys this season, Scotty Barnes, which not even a great game, 17 and 7, and DeMar DeRozan, 20 and 4, are your only 2 forwards that have had a game show up on my list here against Brooklyn. So that would give me some pause there, but he did have a monster game 2 nights ago. What do you have? 7 threes, something like that? I don't know. Crazy number. Something like that. He had 5 in the first quarter, right? Yeah. So maybe that hot streak continues over, but I mean, the trend wise, I don't know. I might be a little hesitant there.
Yeah, I think the volume is going to be there tonight. I think if I hit 7 threes in the previous game, I would come out firing again, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But his success may not be there. So yeah, I think this hits if he hits 3 threes, 4 threes, something like that.
yeah,
So I would lay off of it, but it'll be worth tracking him because I think he could have a 22, 23 point game tonight.
yeah.
All right, so those
Okay.
are the takes on the Knicks Nets game. Moving on to the Pistons at the Celtics. Pistons are 3-8. Celtics are 7-3. Celtics are minus 12.5 in this game. So remember, this was one of those monster spreads we were talking about
Yep.
recently, and the total is 226. Sharps are on the Celtics, and even with all those points and the over. What do you like
And
here?
all right, a couple things. Couple things to point out here. So Boston right now is the number one team in the NBA shooting threes, frequency wise. So just something to keep in mind there. So if you playing like a prop, a 3-point prop, even though I don't have one for this game, it's something to think about. And then on the Detroit side, sorry. I mean, on opposing Boston, it's bigs. We won't dig too deep. We've been riding this, playing bigs against Boston. They've been crushing.
Mm-hmm.
So it seems like we might have a similar play on this game, though I tweaked mine a little bit. So let's start on the Boston side. I have two plays. The two positions that you're going to want to target against Detroit are, I'm going to call it point/combo guard. They've both had success. So just your guards in general, and big men. So from the point guard, combo guard position, I'm going to go with Malcolm Brogdon, 14.5 points.
Interesting.
Yeah. They're on one. Everybody's on 1 day rest today. On 1 day rest at home this season, it's 2 games that he's played. In that situation, he's put up 25 and 23. Versus Detroit last year, he had 26 and 20. So I like that given the matchup and some of the historical data there.
Do you think he's not starting, is he?
He's not starting now.
So do you think he stays in the game
But he does close though.
Right, like if this ends up being a 20-point blowout, do you think he's out on the floor? Usually
no, I
like
don't. No, I don't.
every team, like the Warriors, for example, like they'll play pool. You'll see pool out there, like even at the end, they'll choose one starter or the 6 man or something to hang on the floor, even in garbage time. Is he
Yeah.
that guy, or you think he comes off the floor?
He comes off the floor. Yeah, he
Okay.
doesn't have the youth that Poole has, and is definitely some
Save those legs.
some injury history there. Yeah, he had some pretty bad medicals coming out of UVA. That's why he fell in the draft. So yeah, I think they're not looking to give him extra run in a blowout.
All right, so that's maybe the risk in the play. But
Yes.
15 points is nothing, right? He should be able to get there.
He should.
Okay.
He should. And I have one other from Boston because bigs have been doing well against Detroit. It's a nice low number. Al Horford, 9.5 points. His last 4 of his last 5 games, he's cleared it. 15, 11, 12, one game with 5, and then 12 again. So cleared it by a decent amount in his last 5 games. And given the matchup, I like that play as well from the Boston side.
You like him maybe for threes as well? I'm looking up what his line is right now.
Given what I said at the start there, and I think that might be a good play. I didn't look at it actually, but I do like that. You're piquing my interest with that.
Over 1.5 threes is minus 125, and he's done it in 5 of the last 8 games.
Okay.
Although in the last 5 games, he's only done it 2 out of the 5 games. So. Detroit seems decent at defending the 3, but based on this, but I don't know. Yeah, I think that could be worth looking at as well.
Yeah, I think so too. All right, and then I got. You have anything from the Boston side?
No, I don't. I don't have anything. I have
Okay.
something from Detroit, which I think might be the same as you. So I'll let you go first, and let's see if
Okay.
we're on the same page.
Isaiah Stewart.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Although I
Um,
think we're gonna have different takes on this, so let's different
okay.
plays. But you go
Okay.
first.
So, I like his point line, and I like his rebound line. They're both around 10. His double doubles plus 210.
That's what I
Yeah.
had.
Look at it. 210
Yep,
right there.
I got it right here too.
All right, we're betting that big time.
Yeah, I thought that was good value. I
Huge
think
value. Yeah.
you can also, if you wanted to get a little greedy, you could also go with his point line parlayed with his rebound line, which I think, what did you say? The point line was 10
10
or
and a
11?
half.
Yeah, so it's 11 points and 10 rebounds. That gets you up to 230. But I think
Yeah.
plus 210 is pretty good. I would stick with that. He's done it in 6 of 11 games, right? He's had a double double.
Uh-huh.
4 of his last 5. He's averaging 9.9 rebounds this year. He's crossed the 10 mark in 7 of 11 games, and he's averaging 13.1 points and crossed the 10-point mark in 8 of 11 games. So,
Yep, that's what I have. 8 of
yeah,
11 and 7 of 11. Those are my
yep,
key stats there. Yeah.
yeah. So he's he flirts with this every game. I think he's probably got a better chance of crossing the rebounds than the points, but I think he'll get both of them. I think he'll end up with 12 and 12 or something like that.
Yeah, I like this. Until Time Lord is back for the Celtics, we got to keep running this back and playing bigs against the Celtics. Yeah.
Yeah, I looked at we had talked about the prior 4 games for the Celtics in the last pod.
Mm-hmm.
When we were kind of playing, we were both on Steven Adams, and Steven
Yeah.
Adams was ruled out.
Yep.
But if you look at the Grizzlies in that game, like
Mm-hmm.
Ja had like 7 rebounds, like
Oh yeah.
there were a lot of people who were rebounding. Nobody had 10, but yeah, that trend's holding for sure. So
Yeah.
let's go after it again.
Yeah. And curiously, I don't know if it's the same reason for you, but Detroit seems to play opposing forwards and wings fairly well. I mean, they're not like locking them down like, Cleveland or Phoenix, but playing them fairly well, which is one of the reasons I stayed away from Tatum and Brown tonight.
Yeah, yeah. Um,
Their lines are high too. So
yeah, and like I said before, there's a chance there's no fourth
blowout.
quarter.
Yeah,
So
you got the blowout risk. Yeah. All right.
and that could impact Stewart as well. So just be cautious on a plus 210 play, but it's a good it's good. We're both on that one. Okay.
Yeah. The other thing I'd say is they have another center in Jalen Duren, so that they split minutes too. So it's another thing to worry about a little bit. But I'm feeling pretty confident about this one.
Is Jalen Duren the guy who's like the youngest player in the league?
Mm,
Let me
I don't
see
know.
how. Yeah.
Speaking of youngest players, though, it's just I want to point out now that Saturday night is Mr. Banchero's 20th birthday.
Yeah, but he's injured now. So.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, he's out. I think he's out with an ankle injury today. But he's young. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, Jalen Duren was born November 18th, 2003. He's 18 years old. He hasn't even turned 19 yet, right?
Wow. Amazing.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
All right. Well,
He's
18.
out of college when he was born. That's crazy.
Right. He's young and we're old. Okay.
Yes. Let's keep going.
Let's move on. We got Trailblazers at the Hornets. Trailblazers are off to a great start, even without Dame and others in the lineup. They're 7-3 on the year, and the Hornets are having a rough go at 3-8. Hornets are getting 4.5 points in the game, and the total is 219.5. Sharps, for some reason, are on the Hornets and the under, even with Hayward and Ball out for this game, and
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is game time decision on Portland, but I think they're going to all be back tonight. Like literally, there's like 9 players on the team that are questionable. So, but I think they'll all
Okay.
play. Mm-hmm.
All right. Matchup wise, against Portland, they've actually been pretty good defensively, surprisingly, this season, not giving up a ton of big games. But the two places we could target are bigs. That would be PJ Washington and Mason Plumlee, and wings, which would be Hayward, who's out, and McDaniels. And against the Hornets, we can target point guard / combo guards. So that would be Dame and Simons, and wings, which would be Josh Hart. So I have 2 plays from this game. I got one from each side. We'll start with Charlotte. I like those bigs against Portland. I'm a little worried about PJ. This is on PJ Washington, 15.5 points. I'm a little worried with Rozier back, sucking up a lot of that usage. But he's done it in his last 4 games. His last 2 games on one-day rest at home, he had 25 and 28. Like totally blew it out of the water. That's this season. So I don't have much else to back it up. I'm a little concerned with Rozier in there, but I think it's a low enough number that he gets there given the matchup.
Yeah, but with Hayward out, right? I know they don't necessarily play the same position, but
yeah, it's still usage.
Yeah, that's going to keep him on the floor. So
yeah.
What was the line? Say it again.
15.5.
Okay. All right. Worth looking at.
Cleared it in his last 4 games. So, and that's even with Rozier being back. So
yeah,
he's been back for 2 games now.
I kind of feel like this game's going to be sloppy. Like I think you got a lot of players on Portland like coming back and not having it all together. I think the Hornets are just sloppy in general. But we'll see. And the Sharps are on the under, which was a relatively low game already at 219.5. So we'll see. We'll see if that leads to low scoring.
And on the Portland side, this line just seemed too low to me. It's more of a gut play. Dame 23.5 points. I think he's in a pretty good matchup there. On one-day rest this season, he's played 3 times. 2 of those times he had 41 points.
Well, he's got like 8 days rest or something, right? Isn't this his first game back?
No, didn't he play the game before? He didn't he play on Monday night?
Let me see. Well, I'm looking that up.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Simons at 18.5 points?
Yeah, I liked it too. He was next on my list here. I was actually deciding. He matchup wise, the combo guards are actually performing better against Charlotte. So that was my initial inclination, but then I don't know. I was just that the Dame line seemed low, and I kind of wanted to jump on that.
You're right. Yeah, no, you're right. He played on Monday. He had played 35 minutes, so that's encouraging, right? That would be my biggest concern.
Yeah, is
that he would have his minutes restricted. Shot 3 for 8 from 3, so he's jacking them up. 4 for 12 in general on field goals. Scored 19 points. So I don't know. But again, against Miami, who I usually stay away from.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. I think
one of the 2 of them is getting there tonight, either Simons or Dame, to clear their point total. I'm sure of it. It's just a matter of who it's going to be. It seems like you're more on Simons than Dame.
I don't know,
which I can agree with. But
I mean, Simons has hit it in the last 4 or 5 games. 27, 14, 30, 31, and 25. So,
but a bunch of those were without Dame in the lineup.
A bunch of them were without Dame. I'm checking to see if that last game was the one where they both played. Yeah, so even with Dame back, he's against the
Heat. Put up
Heat,
27?
5. So
okay.
I feel that Simons might be the safer bet just because he's
It's
got
5 points lower,
yeah,
and
5 points lower, and he's got more continuity. But honestly, I think they're both good plays. I think
yeah, I
they
think so
could
too.
very well both hit.
I think they
All
could
right.
both cash very easily. Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna make Simons my play. You make Dan
Okay.
yours. We'll
All
see.
right. Heads up. Let's go.
Hopefully we both win. All right. Anything else on that one?
Nope. That's all I got.
All right. We got next game is the Pels at the Bulls. Pels are 5-5. Bulls are 6-6. Uh, Bulls are getting 2 points at home, which is a little crazy, and the total is 232.5. So a monster total.
Yep.
Only injury of note is Larry Nance, which I never thought I would bring up on this. Is he's a questionable. I think he's going to probably sit out this game for the Pelicans. And it's only worth noting because if he doesn't play, Joe Val will probably get more minutes. He seems to be getting an increasing share of time from Joe Val. So just keep that in mind. Curious
Okay.
to see if you have anybody there. All right, so who are you liking here?
So, some nice, and it jives with the the high total tonight against Chicago. There's wings have had 6 20-plus point games this season, and forwards have also had 6 20-plus point games against Chicago. So that's Ingram and Zion. This is the same thing we just kind of spoke about with Portland. Both of their lines tonight are 23.5, and I think I like them both in this game. It's going to be a high-scoring game. If you look at Ingram at 23.5, he's done it in 3 of 4 road games this season and 4 of 6 games overall, so a nice 75% clip this season. And Zion, also at 23.5, he's done it in 5 of 8 this season. And he's done it in 4 of 6 on the road, including his last 3 road games when he had 26, 29, and 27. So he seems to be playing quite well on the road this year. I don't know if it's because they don't have a lot of fans at home in New Orleans or something, but I don't know. I like both of those, and I think they can both get there in this high-scoring game.
Yeah, it might be a good play to just play them both, right? Like go for both plays, and maybe one of them hits, one of them loses. You kind of wash out the two.
Yeah.
But it's definitely possible that they could both clear that. I feel like Ingram is more reliable.
He is.
You know what I mean? Like I've said a couple times, he's definitely the primary there.
Yeah.
But Zion seems to be picking it up over the last couple games, even with Ingram back.
Yeah, I'm curious to see the usage difference between the two of them. I'm just pulling it up right now. Yeah, Ingram's at 28.7, Zion's at 27.8. So yeah, they're splitting it. But yeah, you're right. It does seem like when they really need to score, it's Ingram who's taking care of it. So yeah.
I mean, Zion they can stop Zion in a game by like just stuffing the paint. Right? That's what I've seen some teams do is they just basically crowd the whole paint, and then his game kind of disappears a bit. I mean, he's still incredible and can do some shifty things, but then they start kicking it out for threes. And they're dangerous from there too with McCollum. So all right, I like those. Let me see. What do I have? Oh, so speaking of Zion threes, I thought this was just a fun one just to kind of sprinkle.
1-3.
1-3. You got that one too?
No, I don't.
Oh, yeah. So
how many times has he done it this season?
So he's got it. I think he's only done it once this season.
You're going on gut.
Well, no, but there's some logic here. It was in the last game. So he.
Okay.
He had 2 threes against Indiana. So, I think, similar to what we were saying with Randall, you just had some success from there. So maybe you try to hoist up another 1 or 2 this game. So,
I like it.
Yeah. So plus 330 for 1-3.
Juicy.
Yes. So, I wouldn't go too crazy with that one.
No, it's a fun one.
What I liked more with Zion, actually, I liked the points take, but I also liked his assists. 3.5 assists. minus 135.
Yeah.
So decent odds. He was, let's see what he's done. He's hit it, I think, in 4 of the last 5, 7, 7, 1, 4, and 7. So it looks like the game script lately is he's going to handle the ball more. So I
Yeah.
would go with
I know
that.
he was doing it more with Ingram out, but it seems to have continued somewhat with Ingram back. So
Yeah, Ingram's been back a couple games and he's cleared it in both of those.
yeah.
So that'll be my kind of official play for the game. And then obviously just worth noting, Herb Jones continues to clear this 2-assist mark every game, pretty much 5 out of his 6 games that he's played. It's up to minus 160, but still worth looking at.
Yeah, I like it.
All right.
You got it late. You got it late in the fourth quarter last time.
That's what he does. That's what he does. But with 232 points scored, maybe maybe he'll get it earlier.
Yeah. I got one play from the Chicago side.
Good. All right.
Yeah. So against New Orleans, we can target bigs. There's been 8 impact games by bigs so far this season and 6 20-plus point scorer games against the Pels. So I haven't played any of these combo props lately. I've been kind of laying off them, but I like Vooch tonight at 27.5 points and rebounds. He's done it in his last 3 games. On one-day rest at home, he's got a 70% hit rate, and I thought this was nice. Last season, on one-day rest at home, he did it 15 consecutive times last season at home on one-day rest. For some comps, recent comps, on November 5th, Capella went 21 and 19, and on November 2nd, AD went 20 and 16.
All right.
So yeah, some recent stuff there. I like Vooch over 27.5 points and rebounds.
Yeah, I think that news of Nance of not playing potentially could also support
Good
that
point.
Further, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
for sure.
Joe Val's not going to play the whole game, so when they
No.
have a backup for him, it's probably going to be a lesser rebounder. So,
Yeah.
All right, I think I like that play. I'll take a look at that one. All right.
Yep.
So let's move on. We got the 2 more games. We got the Lakers we'll go to the Cavs at the Kings first. Cavs are 8-2.
Yep.
And the Kings are 3-6. The Kings are getting 4.5 points. It's getting a little loud over here.
I think we can. I have a feature to take out background noise. We'll try that.
About to take off.
All right.
I was hoping you didn't hear all that. Kings are getting 4.5 points, and the total is 227. Sharps are on the Kings and the 227.
All right. I didn't do a ton of digging into this. Just I ran out of time before we were going to record. So matchup wise, I don't have much to go over, but I did find one play that I was feeling quite a bit. It was a guy you were on the other day.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Kevin Huerter.
Yep.
13.5 points. He's done it in 3 or 4 games at home this season, and crushed it. 27, 7, 18, and 23. He's also done it in 3 of his last 4 on one-day rest when he had 27, 26, 22, and then 1 game with 11. So he seems to be getting there. He's been playing pretty well. Back at home, I like it.
All right. Yeah, I was on him as well, except
just plow through.
let's plow through it. It's hard. I like this. I like this threes. So 2.5 threes minus 1.
That's nice.
He's hit that in 7 of 9 games. I believe 3 of the last 5. He definitely is declining on his 3 points. So maybe I can't remember if somebody was out. It's now back.
Fox was out for a couple of games, I think.
For a couple of games, so maybe that's what's causing the decline. But in his last 5 games, he's averaging 7.8 attempts. So the guy's jacking up a lot of threes. That's like his whole game. So
yeah,
I see him getting there.
Okay. All right. I like that we were on the same guy.
Same guy.
Anything from Cleveland?
Just Mitchell. I think Mitchell's
It was high though,
a good
wasn't it? Like
play.
27.5.
27.5 minus
Yeah.
115. He's nailed that in the last 7 of 9 games. Um, this game is going to go over 227, I believe. I think
You
I think
think
this
so?
could go.
I'm leaning under in this. There's both sides are like pretty good defensively. Cleveland obviously but you'd be surprised with the small number of big games that Sacramento has allowed this season as well. So I don't know. I was leaning under in this game, but
Yeah. All right. So make it an official play.
that's not a prop.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right, no, you know what? All right, fine. What is it? Under 227?
Yeah, and I'll go over
What are
227.
the sharps on?
Sharps like the over.
They do. All right. Well, I'm sharp too, and I like the under.
You are very sharp, despite your illness right
Despite
now.
my round head.
You're right. Oh, what a show today! All right, let's round it out with the West Coast matchup. Lakers at the Clippers. Lakers are dismal 2-8. Clippers
Lots of rumors about AD getting traded.
I mean, what are they gonna do though? Like they're gonna break it down and like have it just be LeBron? Like what?
Yeah.
What's the point?
LeBron will shut it down for the season.
Oh, how do you give up with like? He's not gonna shut it down.
Either he'll shut it down, or he'll just have like 40% usage, like Luka, and get that scoring the scoring title.
Yeah, I was actually looking at that. I kind of did a projection early in the season, estimating that he would probably hit that break the scoring record around like the 53rd, 54th game. Now he's averaging towards the 61st game of the season, which is near a primetime game with the Golden State Warriors. So I think that's where he'll land in breaking the record, assuming that there's no major injuries. He's only sat out one game so far, just the last one.
Okay.
All right, so both he and AD are game time decisions. They'll probably play. On the Clippers side, the Clippers are 6-5. Kawhi is still out. Clippers are -3 in the game, and the total is 219.5. Sharps are on the Lakers +3 and the under. What do you like here, if anything?
I don't have much. I did just find something I like, but we can look matchup wise. Lakers. The place you're going to want to target the Lakers is bigs and point guards against the Lakers, and against the Clippers, it's wings and point guards are your two positions to target. I have one pick from this game that I just kind of found, but it seems like I think you should start.
Yeah, I don't have a lot on the Lakers side. The only potential play, which I wouldn't play, but just throw it out there. I like LeBron's rebounds. I think it was 7.5. Looking at the previous matchup between the two teams, the Clippers held LeBron to about 20 points in the previous matchup.
Yeah.
And I think that's actually actually a trend. Like the Clippers tend to defend LeBron really well.
Mm-hmm.
But he got a lot of rebounds. He had 10 rebounds in that game. So I think the rebounds is a decent play in this one for LeBron, but I would probably stay away from it. On the Clipper side, I got Marcus Morris for a steal. I thought the value was pretty good, -120. He pretty much gets a steal almost every game. But what I like is his minutes. So in the last 5 games, he's playing 36.5 minutes. So the Lakers are kind of a middle of the pack team in terms of handling the ball. They're averaging probably around 15 turnovers per game, which at this point in the season is around middle of the pack. So they're not terrible in ball handling. The Clippers are actually quite worse, but I still think this is going to be a game where he'll get a steal. So Marcus Morris, 1 steal in the books.
All right, I have one play here that I wasn't on until just now. I'm wondering if did you look at Troy Brown Jr. at all?
I don't even know who Troy Brown Jr. is.
Well, he's on the Lakers. I think I remember he was on the Wizards last couple of years, but his points and rebounds line is 13.5. He's done it in his last 6 games, 14, 18, 14, 25, 14, 20. On one-day rest, he's done it in 4 of his last 4. He is rebounding 16%. He's getting 16% of the Lakers' defensive rebounds, which is good for like 8. It's like in the 80th percentile at the forward position. So his rebounding numbers are quite good. And his usage isn't crazy, but what do we got here? Yeah, I mean, he's only at 15% usage, so scoring wise, but the number's low. It's 13.5. So I don't know. Seems like he's done in his last 6 games, and we'll take a flyer on Troy Brown Jr. tonight.
Yeah, it looks like he gets about 26 minutes a game, so he's not out there very much. But yeah, all right. Troy
It's risky.
Brown Jr., Oregon product, drafted in 2018. He was a 15th overall pick. So
yeah, was it by the Wizards? Were they the Wizards? I thought so. Yeah, I remember him being on the Wizards. Yeah.
He must. This must be like his first year out of the rookie contract or something, right?
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. Sorry. No, he played 3 years.
No, if it was 18, it would have been. Yeah.
Yeah. 3 years on the Wizards, then 2 years on the Bulls, and then the Lakers this year. So
okay.
He's shaping up to be a proper journeyman.
Yes. All right.
How you feeling after 40 minutes of NBA talk?
I'm feeling good, but I'm feeling like I'm ready to get horizontal.
Get horizontal. All right, go wrap yourself up in a blanket and get some rest. Remember, Jordan put up 38 points, so I expect at least a 70% hit rate, if not 80% hit rate from you today. All right.
Okay. I'm going to try my best.
All right.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.